get started. Promise not to keep you more than about 45, 50 minutes. So we'll get going in just a second.
So I'm just letting you guys know that we've started recording this session. And because several of you have requested to record it. And we're gonna start very soon here. Excuse our technology issues at the beginning. We're still trying to figure some things out here. And we're gonna play a video and then we're gonna delve right into our presentation.
All right, short video coming up now.
ACE is a program for high school students that focuses on the areas of architecture, construction, and engineering. And our mission and our objective is to expose high school students to those three fields to see if it is a field that they would be interested in pursuing as a post-secondary.
You guys see the video?
We cannot.
Okay, we'll try again.
And the audio seems like it's just what's being picked up by microphone.
You know what we'll do, guys? I'm sorry. What we'll do, we'll put the video in the chat, okay? Because for some reason, it doesn't activate from our PowerPoint, so we're just gonna put it in the chat.
The YouTube video.
And please watch it when you can, okay?
All right, so we'll pull up our presentation and get going here.
Here's the video in the chat coming up. And I'm gonna.
For some reason, you
Here
lost
we are.
the screen.
Do you guys see anything? No. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna start sharing again. You guys see it now?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to take off now. I'm Brooks Balance. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a W.M. Jordan company. I actually now run our Richmond office here. I'm really excited to be here tonight. We had this program going at LC Bird last year, I guess the year of 2021, excuse me, 1920. And when COVID hit in the spring, we were shut down just a few sessions before we completed it. We made a vote and we ended up giving a couple of the kids scholarships anyway, even though that we didn't complete it. But we've basically been shut down ever since, and really all we've done is fundraise, which is a good thing, because when we do get started again, that'll be very helpful. And I'm very happy to report that we had a really productive meeting a week or so ago with LC Bird again. The lady who we had been working with, Nancy Hoover, is retiring, but she introduced us to her replacement, a lady named Katie Clark, and they're all in for this fall. So this meeting tonight is to talk about mentors and really to get folks out to help us make this program go. So next, this is our board of directors. I'm the chairman. I've got Stephen here to my right. He's treasurer. I've got Kelsey over here. Kelsey is actually a graduate of our program, and you're going to hear some more from her tonight. I've got Anka Lippon to my left, and she was actually worked in the program some years ago. Back, I guess it kind of went down for a few years, and now we've reinstated it. So anyway, that's the folks that are here in the room. There may be some others online, I'm not sure, but our board has persevered through this whole COVID thing. We met virtually pretty much every month, and we've kept things going. So thank you so much for being with us tonight. ACE, what is ACE? Well, ACE is all about getting into the high schools and enticing and really exciting kids to basically follow our footsteps. I mean, I'm in construction. I see Jeff Davis, he's an engineer. Anka is an architect. Kelsey is a civil designer. So this is all about getting kids excited about following our footsteps and really being the future of our professions. So that's really what kind of got me fired up about it, because I've been doing this for some time now, and it's time to really get other folks excited about doing what we do. So I'm going to turn it over to Kelsey and let her talk a little bit about our mission and her insight on things.
So our mission, as you can see, the 3 key words are engage, excite, and enlighten. We want to get high school students really excited to get more hands-on experience and really learn what our industry has to offer. Engaged. So through this, we like to offer our students to have hands-on experiences in your construction industries, your architecture industries, your engineering industries, whether that be, having more involved projects where they can really act and think with each other. You can go see different sites just to get a better feel and a better understanding of what we're doing. And similar to that engagement, you want to get them excited by going to these sites. You can kind of pick their brains and see like, oh, well, this is how we plan to do this, but how would you approach the situation? And just see that from different construction sites, firms, just to pick the brains of people that are actually in the industries. And enlighten. Let them, or give them your spin on it. Show them like there are multiple realms to these different industries as a whole. You can do so many different things as an engineer or an architect or working in the construction field. Industry facts. This is a very popular industry, as you can tell, very big one, multiple facets of the industry as a whole. And ACE facts. As Brooks mentioned earlier, I am a graduate of the program from Hermitage. I graduated in 2011 and ended up going into civil engineering at Virginia Tech. I got a scholarship from the ACE program. It was very beneficial. It taught me how to think differently. I got to experience working with people in the industry, and it gave me a different way of thinking as I approached the program in the actual industry. I thought it was highly beneficial. It worked on your team working skills and just critical thinking. It was very fun. So your impact can really help these kids. And here we are to the results. As I said, I'm a very proud result of the program. Being a mentor, it really puts things into perspective. It helps you see how different kids think differently. So just from your different backgrounds, it can help these kids tremendously in how they grow and see the industry as a whole.
So last year's program, as I mentioned, was at LC Bird, or actually it was the previous calendar year for the schools. It was at LC Bird, and we got stopped because of COVID. But the program then was actually integrated into a classroom environment, so it was during the day. Going forward, it will be more of a traditional ACE program where it's after school. So we haven't worked out all the fine details of the timing there, but it'll be sometime between 3:30, 4 o'clock, and 5:30 when LC Bird's bus leaves. But more will be coming out on that as we go forward.
So you may ask yourself, especially the people that are new to this program, what are we talking about? What is the mentoring we are doing for ACE? So again, you have to think about, it's like almost like trying to give advice to a younger version of yourself. What would you have done if you had somebody like this advising you when you were in high school? You know, what did you need from these people? What could you have benefited from? You know, we try to educate not just the public on what we do, and we're not just trying to serve the community, but we're also promoting the profession. We are establishing a professional network but we're also teaching high school kids to practice critical thinking, to practice public speaking, present their work. And we're also part of rekindling the passion for the profession amongst ourselves. And remember, why did we get into it in the first run? We're also about leaving a legacy to the generations to come, and obviously, last but not least, rewarding the students. Just like Kelsey mentioned, you know, we give scholarships to the students, and we reward them for their excellence in the program. As part of our presentation today, we're going to talk a little bit about a sample schedule and how this may look like. But for this year, once we see the interest and we are going to establish our first meeting with the mentors to really start shaping this upcoming year, we'll go into more detail. We want to give the mentors more control on shaping their schedule in accordance to their availability and also to their professions that are available this year. So something may look like this. First session could be an introduction with the mentors and the students and talk about, you know, the number of sessions and things like that. Talk about the overall goals of the program. Another session may be a programming session or delve straight into a building design exercise or start talking about the site. Another potential session could be about construction document review and almost do like a scavenger hunt of construction document drawings. See who can find some of the elements in the drawings, some of the symbols the fastest, and then explain what they mean and do almost like a game and a competition between students in terms of how many they can find and how many they can explain. Another session could be like a MEP exercise. You know, we take the building we worked on and we see what it takes to bring power to it, or what it takes to bring light into some of the rooms and to select lighting fixtures. And to also do perhaps, you know, the HVAC, the heating and the air, as well as bring plumbing to the sinks and, you know, deal with the waste. And if we design a bathroom, we may even get into more sophisticated plumbing exercises. Another thing that we do as part of the program, we usually offer a number of site visits. They could be either to a construction site, which some of the board members are, you know, from the construction industry, and they can facilitate that. They can also be a visit to a civil engineer's office, or an architect's office, or a structural engineer's office. And we're going to work with our network to facilitate that depending on interest and also depending on availability. Another possible session obviously is delving into the structural design of the project that they are working on and learning about how the structural needs to be working with the building itself, with the clearances required, perhaps with some of the vibration requirements, and depending on the project, obviously, with more complex HVAC requirements as well. And then we also lead sometimes contractor type meetings where, you know, we could talk about cost estimating, or we could talk about construction scheduling, and coach the kids on how to approach these type of topics. And then a big part of our kind of tail end of the program is coaching the kids, the students, to present. And we do this through facilitating, a number of presentation type coaching, where we bring the kids and some make them present their work at the end of each session, but also try to summarize that towards the end in an overall presentation. And we use different tips, we use different videos from YouTube and TED Talks. So we try to help in that. We also provide critiques sometimes, and then the culmination of the program is the final presentation to the parents and the teachers and the mentors, where the kids really take pride in presenting. As far as the sessions themselves are concerned, for duration and how many times a week, we have done once a week, we have done every other week. We have also done sometimes, had to skip a session because of the snow day. So we work together with the teachers and the students to make sure that things are continuing on even when we have to skip a session. The sessions are about an hour and a half, and depending on when the school is okay with us starting, they could run something like starting at 4 o'clock up to 5:30 when they have to catch the buses, something loose like between 4 and 4:05 or 4:10, we would review the goals of the current session and then the upcoming sessions that are following. Then the lesson will come, and this is more like a project-based type session. Some of you mentors that have been participating in previous programs know that we try to actively engage the kids. So we're trying to not present for more than 15 minutes, and the rest of 45 minutes is basically interaction with the kids and project work. So, sometimes this varies obviously per topic. And the commitment levels vary. Again, we have to have a session presenter for each session. And we do have to have a mentor group form of 1, 2, or 3 people that are attending the majority of the sessions. And we're also believing in a buddy system that, it's going to allow the main mentors to share the load.
Yeah, we have to have 2 mentors at every session. So that's a given.
Yes. So sometimes they would almost like pass the baton to the next group of mentors that would be at the next session. Sometimes there would be one mentor that's at 3 or 4 or 5 sessions and the others rotate, but that's the goal. So in terms of the project deliverables, they could be tweaked based on the actual type of project. We have done projects like renovating a restaurant, and it was not an imaginary restaurant, it was an actual existing restaurant at the time. We have done like a house for a park ranger. We have also done bridge building, and depending on the topic, we sometimes would allow the kids to build a physical model, and some they choose to build it, some they don't. Some prefer to build a digital model. Some are more proficient, surprisingly, in high school with Revit, and they really want to do it in Revit. Some want to do it in SketchUp. And some just prefer, like you can see in the picture on the screen, this person was really passionate about roller coasters, so as part of their bridge project, they built a roller coaster. And then we always try to make them do a visual presentation that's either through PowerPoint or InDesign or whatever they have available in order to be able to convey the message of their project and include different aspects. sustainability or cost estimate or construction schedule, depending again on the topic. So I don't know if any of the mentors want to talk and share. I would really love if they did that. But as some of the mentors learned, engaging the students from the very beginning of the program and setting the collaboration tone as opposed to lecturing, really engaging, really exciting, and enlightening at the same time, like Kelsey was talking in the very beginning. It's really important. Establish a sense of trust, not just between mentors and students, but also between the students themselves. We had teams that, just to give you an example, had missed certain sessions, but the other colleagues took notes for them and helped them out for the next session. So again, we were surprised with some students that took the second year of ACE when I was a mentor, how much more open to asking questions they became, and much more helpful to their peers that were taking ACE for the first time. Again, we are focused on helping, collaborating, talking about lessons learned even beyond ACE, from our own professional experience. And obviously we, as mentors, we will spend time tailoring the lesson plans ahead of time. Again, I'm not going to read the suggestions that we put here forth for you. I would love, once we go through the presentation, if some of the mentors would want to share from their experiences or even ask questions. There's a lot of focus on safety, and I can tell you that as the mentor liaison, I had to take a class for this. We're really focused on safety. We're not allowed to drive the students. We're not allowed to be alone with the students. At least 2 mentors have to be present at all times, like Brooks said before. We need you guys, the mentors, to report any incidents to me so I can communicate them to ACE National. The lead mentor will communicate all these incidents to me, and then I immediately inform ACE National. And if there is an emergency, the lead mentor will need to keep the class in order and attend to students. And the other mentors present will call 911. Again, for the site visits, we'll have students sign some affidavits, and also they will get some requirements prior to attending, such as wearing the protective eyeglasses and boots on all the site visits that involve construction. And this is, there's a website that we want to introduce to you that really has a lot of ACE Mentor tools and is available for you guys. The mentors all will have to be registered, and we are actually, as the board, is paying for this registration because this will basically constitute a background check of all the verified mentors. You will receive some separate emails to each of you once the registration is complete. And I think that's it.
Just a little bit more about it. Before COVID hit, I mentioned LC Bird. Well, we're on board for LC Bird. We may end up being in another school somewhere, either in Richmond or in Rico. So we're going to play that by ear based on the number of mentors that we get involved. I know one person in my company that really enjoyed it and really was psyched up every time that he got to go and do this. I know, I see Jeff Davis on the screen, and you're also here. There was a lady that we worked with there too, Donna, that was really, she was one of the folks that got really mentioned by the faculty at LC Bird. So we had some great people involved before, and we want to get that going again. It's been so, we have another mentor outside. I know him, WSP guy. We really want to get this momentum going again. We have some, we've gotten some fundraising going, and we have some money in the bank, and we want to entice the kids with these scholarships to get them out. And when I had the meeting, when I had the meeting with Nancy and Katie with Bird, historically, before they had their engineering background program in this class, they may end up opening it up to all students if there is interest. So they'll be the judge of that once they figure out exactly when we're going to start. But it looks like we'll start somewhere in October and run through February. So it's a little bit shorter program than we have done in the past years, but I think it'll be good. So does anybody have any questions? We talked a lot, and I want to open it up to you folks now to ask questions. And I would encourage everyone to go to the website, the Nationals website, and there's a lot of information there. And of course, if you have any questions, you can reach out to any of us board members. I don't know if we have a link to our website locally for RVA ACE, but if you go to the national site, it's on there. You can link back to it, but I'll open it up to questions.
Do you have any questions?
I don't.
Sorry.
Well, I can't. It looks like we've got 3, 6, 9, 12 folks on, plus us, and we've got 2 more in the room, so we have 14 potential mentors, which is great. We can build upon that. I guess the other thing is once we get folks registered, there will be probably in about 30 days a second session that will be more focused on the program itself. Who wants to do what your commitment level will be, and so forth and so on. And we'll get that out and scheduled once we have everyone's information.
I also want to tell you guys that I put on the in the chat the link to the ACE Mentor Virginia. So ACE Mentor RVA, we have a site, and you can get there following that link.
Yeah, if any, I can't tell by the initials. Do we have any mentors that mentored at Bird during the last session before COVID on the line?
Yes, my name is Esther Jung, and I was a part of it last year or 2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it was really 2019, 2020, I guess, yeah. So yeah, time flies when you're not having fun. Does anybody have any questions? Are you still interested? We had a little bit of technical difficulty getting started, but Anka pulled it off, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, we have 2 screens in this room, so it's just a little confusing sometimes.
My name is Jeffrey Wise.
Could you speak up a little louder?
I have please have technical difficulty. How's that? Any better?
A little bit.
Sorry, I'll just speak a little louder, but if there's interest in being the mentor, will there be a schedule of when we would meet in advance to prepare the programs and kind of get a better understanding of the format and the context?
Absolutely. We're in the process of developing that with Bird now. And it looks like it's going to be weekly. It looks like it's going to be an hour and a half, but it will end by 5:30. So it'll probably start 4:45, something like that. I don't know. We haven't really worked it out, but there will be a session in 30 days or so, and the actual mentors that are interested will help us pull together the program, because really we want you bought into it. We want, if you're going to be the folks there, interacting with the kids, we want you to feel good about the program and be, bought into it. And that way you'll more, if we dictate to you what the program is, it might not be as well as it could be. So the whole idea is to have an interactive session coming up after this and develop it. And we'll have it all worked out. We'll have a schedule. There'll be a regime of reminding folks who's doing what when, so they don't, miss it, and make sure they get it on their calendar. So I think it'll fall together pretty well once we have the next session.
And this is a reminder for the people who joined the chat lately to put their information in the chat so we can have all of you available for the next meeting.
I have a question. Will there be an opportunity to do like more of a hybrid model? And when I say that, I mean maybe some of the presentations are virtual, but there might be mentors in person, or some of the sessions are virtual and some of them are in person. And I'm asking this because Bird is quite far away from like the city of Richmond, and so it wasn't just like the hour and 15 of the, or an hour and a half of being there. It was like the commute that I had to incorporate into taking time off. So yeah, I'm just curious, like if there would be opportunity.
The subject came up in the conversation with Katie and Nancy. They were not totally ruling it out, and they actually said it could be possible occasionally, but I think they're pretty bought into the getting back to the live in person, because they've been doing that so long with COVID. They're really looking forward to getting back to, in person. So I don't want to say no, but there may be some, but they're looking for more in person. Could you put your information on that?
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's also, Esther, is the nature of the program being really hands-on and project-based that I think makes everyone desire to have a more in-person presence, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I think during COVID, there was a couple like mentor programs that I got to be a part of that used Miro pretty well in making it more interactive. And so there are some like ways to make it less like, or to make it more interactive than what we can what's maybe typical. But yeah, I'm sure all the students want to be in person, so.
Well, we did try all throughout to get, we had a lot of push from nationals to go virtual, but we couldn't get the school systems to buy into it because, they were largely doing their classroom learning, regular learning online. And we just kept getting the feedback that the kids are burned out. They're not going to want to do this, for something else that's extracurricular. We did try, but anyway, it didn't work out.
Cool. Okay, thank you.
Could we just get everybody who's on the call? I'm gonna start out with because we see 3 people on the screen and then we see initials below. Can we just get everybody to say who they are and what they do? I think I know a lot of you, but we'll start with Jeff Davis. I'm gonna put him on the spot.
Okay, I'm Jeff Davis, and I'm a structural engineer with Dunbar, etc.
And Jeffrey Weissman.
Yes, I'm an architect new to the Richmond area last year. My wife and I live up in the Bellevue area, and I am soliciting employment. But I'm not sitting around twiddling my thumbs. So this seemed like an interesting opportunity to engage with our young folks and also to, to meet some more of the people in our community.
Well, this is definitely a good networking opportunity for you.
Every firm in Richmond's hiring.
That's
We'll
purely
go to Pete.
tangential.
Okay. We'll go to Pete Price.
Yeah, my name's Pete Price. I'm a landscape architect. Been doing it for about 16 years. I've been in a few firms in Richmond and started my own firm, Ball Line, about 2 years ago.
Thank you. Now we're going to go to the folks that are on the screen with, I've got somebody RH.
Randy Holmes.
Randy Holmes?
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. Randy Holmes.
Absent.
All right, we'll move on. TC?
It's Zoom.
Can you hear me now? Sorry.
Oh, that's Zoo. Zoo, would you like to add anything?
No. I guess my name is Zhu Chen. I'm the Southeast Regional Director of the ACE Mentor Program. And prior to joining the national program on staff, I was a lead mentor for over 10 years in Raleigh, North Carolina. So this program is definitely something that I'm passionate about. I see the fruits of the labor when you teach these young folks and they get passionate about what you're passionate about and continue on in college and even trades and come back and be a mentor themselves. It's a rewarding experience, and that's why I'm excited for you guys to join us in Richmond.
Thank you, Zoo. Randy, are you with us now? You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Hear you fine.
Yeah, I'm Randy Holmes, Senior Principal with Blave and Holmes Architecture, and just I'm here because Leah made me come. I mean, it's a good thing.
Well, how do we get in touch with her? Because we want to make you go mentor at Elsie Bird.
Well, we can share Leah's contact information, but yeah, so
I'm just kidding with you.
Here, gathering information and learning about this program.
Great. If you could put your contact info in the chat, please do.
Yeah, everybody who's online, if you haven't done it yet, and if you're calling in, if you wouldn't mind going to the ACERVA website and just click on one of the links there, we can get your information there. If you don't have the ability to put your information in the chat. I see we have a couple of phone calls, it looks like, in here.
And I'm just gonna say that I can read some of the other
Okay,
minutes.
go ahead. Yeah,
because
yep.
So I'm gonna ask Ashby, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Ashby Ayers, and I am a project manager with JLL, and I am specifically working in healthcare. I'm assigned on the VCU Health account. We got lots of going on here in Richmond.
Thank you. Esther, did you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, my name is Esther Jung. I'm with architecture firm. I've been in Richmond as an architect for about 4 years now.
Thank you. Taylor Hodges, 2.
Hi, Taylor Hodges. I am with JLL, and I actually work in the same office as Ashby, also on the VCU Health account.
Thank you, Taylor. Brandon Powell.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
Okay. Yes, I'm also with JLL as well on the VCU Health account, in the same office with Ashby and Taylor.
Thank you. I think we have Jacob Bushmeyer.
Hi, my name's Jacob Bushmeyer. I'm an architect with HBA Architecture and Interior Design out in Libby Mill. I've been in Richmond for about 4 years now as well.
Thank you, Jacob. I think Carolyn Eddy.
Hi, my name is Caroline Eddy. I am an interior designer. I actually work for Randy. And I've been back in Richmond for 3 years and was in Texas before that.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Carolyn. I don't know if, did I miss anybody? I think I did, but.
Did anybody else not introduce themselves? You got everybody?
Okay.
We got some folks in the room here, so we'll go.
Sure. David Wright, I'm an electrical engineer with WSP.
Brian Stanley, structural engineer with Dunbar, Middleby, Williams, Pittman and Bond.
Olympic Central Power.
And we, of course, already introduced ourselves, but if there's anybody else on the call, feel free to say who you are. We got everybody?
I think we did. Unless it's the phone calls that we don't see, but it might be the same people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. That's really it for tonight. I'm really thankful that you all have joined us. And if you know anybody else who's interested, please steer them our way. We did get a number of folks that were mentors last year. I know Donna had a commitment, Scott had a commitment. So I think we'll have additional folks other than what's here. But if you have any questions, click on the website. We'll try to answer any questions that you have. And once we get everyone's information compiled, we will send out a notification of when the next more formal programming session will be, and it's going to be approximately in 30 days. So I thank everyone for their time, and unless there's anything else, we'll sign it off.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.